Okay, so here is some selfie video coming from both the Motorola G75 and the Poco X7. Now the Motorola G75 supports up to 4K video recording from its 16 megapixel f2.5 selfie camera, whereas the Poco X7 has a 20 megapixel f2.2 selfie camera with smaller pixels than the G75. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the comparison between these two selfie videos. I chose these two phones to compare mainly because of their price bracket. They're around 230 quid here in the UK. But let me know down in the comments what you think of this video quality. The crop on the G75 is a little bit closer than what it is on the Poco X7. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, and here are some selfie photos. So I'm just testing out the 4K video coming from the main cameras of the Motorola G75 and the Poco X7. Now both phones support optical image stabilization. They've both got 50 megapixel sensors with an f1.8 aperture on the Motorola G75 and a quite considerably wider f1.5 on the Poco X7. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the quality. How do you think they compare? Overall, they both look pretty good. On the screen of the Motorola G75, there seems to be more saturation, but the Poco X7 looks like it's capturing a little bit more detail, but again, that's pre-processing on the screen. But yes, let me know what you think. There is a bit of a breeze, so if that's affecting the audio, I do apologise. But yeah, let me know what you think. Just a quick pause in this video as I'm doing the low light shots, so I'm kind of skipping ahead but coming backwards. If you're enjoying this video so far, a subscribe to the channel would be greatly appreciated. I've got a load more videos like this coming out, so if you enjoy them, drop a like, drop a comment if you're interested in these videos, subscribe. Back to the video. Let's just quickly test out the dynamic range on both of these. I mean, it's not a particularly bright afternoon, but they both seem to be coping pretty well, being pointed directly to the clouds. Now, one thing to bear in mind when you're shooting video is on the Motorola G75, if I just stop a second, you can actually switch ultra wide during video recording, which unfortunately you can't do that on the Poco X7, and then you can flip to 2x video, and you can also do that on the Poco X7 up to a maximum of 6x video on the Motorola G75 and also 6x on the Poco X7. Let me know what you think of that quality. I mean, it doesn't look particularly great, I'm not going to lie, but you can't really expect too much at this sort of price. And then here is some ultra-wide video coming from both of the phones. It is 0.5x on the Motorola G75 and it's 0.6x on the Poco X7, so it's a little bit wider. They're both 8 megapixel sensors with an f2.2 aperture, and naturally you will lose detail with video and photos, which I will show in a second. But yeah, let me know what you think of this ultra wide video quality. I don't think it looks too bad, at least on the screen. Dynamic range seems to be pretty good. You can see the lighter and sort of darker areas of the clouds, which is pretty good. Nothing seems too blown out, and again the Motorola G75 looks to be a little bit more saturated on the display, with the Poco X7 looking like it's showing a little bit more detail. But again, that can be different once the video has processed. So here are a few ultra-wide photos. Okay, so I'm just testing out a bit of the macro video capabilities on the G75. There doesn't appear to be any macro mode support on the Poco X7, so that's why I'm just doing it on the G75. There's no dedicated macro camera on the G75, so this is using the ultra-wide camera which supports autofocus. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this macro video. Can't quite get the focus right, but yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, so the wind has picked up a little bit, so I do apologise if the sound quality isn't the best, but here is some more video coming from the main cameras of both of these phones. There's no portrait video, unfortunately, on both of these. A limitation likely from the processors inside these phones. But let me know what you think of the video quality coming from both of these phones. Let me know what you think of the video in general. And let me know what you think of this style of video. If you want to see more like this, definitely get subscribed. I've got plenty more coming, and I've got a few more. I'll leave a link in the description for those videos as well. So let me know what you think of this video. Check dynamic range a little bit. But yeah, let me know what you think. Okay, so one thing that I did notice when I was trying to take photos of myself with the main camera using the volume buttons, flipping the phone round and trying to take the picture, I did notice a considerable shutter lag with the Poco X7, whereas the G75 was instantaneous. Flipping the bottom volume button to take the picture, I'd leave it a second, flip the phone round, and it would have taken the picture as I turned the phone round, and it was just a big old smear. So that's just something to bear in mind. The shutter speed on Poco X7 when it comes to that way of taking a photo was a bit laggy in comparison to the G75. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the overall photo quality from both of these phones, and again what you think of this video. Subscribe if you're enjoying it. Let's carry on. Okay, so the last bit of content to get for this video is just some low light shots. Give it a couple of hours and then I'll go out and take some main camera photos, selfies, ultra wide, and a little bit of video coming from both of these devices. But let me know down in the comments what you think so far of both of these phones. They're both around 200 to 230 quid, I believe, on Amazon at the moment. So they're very entry level pricing wise, and they do offer some really great specs. Check out my individual videos on these phones for a bit more information on that. But how do you think they're holding up? And I'll see you with some low light shots.
A few moments later.
So for this low light video, I've decided to come out a little bit earlier than I did, or I have done in previous videos, and I've decided to tone it down to 1080p video coming from both of these, as in the middle of doing a bit of editing for this video, my laptop decided to have a sort of minor meltdown when it came to editing 4K video. Obviously wasn't much of a fan. So 1080p coming from both selfie cameras of the Motorola G75 and the Poco X7. Do let me know down in the comments what you think of this video quality. Let me know what you think of the stabilization on the display. I still think the Motorola G75 looks a bit better. Let's just do a bit of a spin. Can we make out the sunset in the background? Not overly. But here are a few low light selfie photos. and then I'll do a bit of video from the main camera. Okay, so here is some 1080p video coming from the main cameras of both of these phones. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Sorry, there's a giant tractor going past apparently. Let me know what you think of the quality. You can see the sunset, looks really nice. And as per video on the other examples, you can switch to the ultra wide on the G75 mid video, but unfortunately you can't do that on the Poco X7, but you can dial to 2x on the G75. Sorry, you can press the 2x to get 2x video, but there's not a 2x button on the Poco X7, so you actually have to physically press and hold to get to 2x to a maximum of 6x, and then a maximum of 6x on the G75, and then you have to swipe back on the X7. Again, there's not a button to just quickly toggle to and fro. So let me know what you think of the video quality coming from both of these. And now I'll do a bit of separate ultra wide video and some more photos as well. And here is just a very quick sample of ultra wide video coming from both of these phones. Naturally, this is going to be the worst quality that you'll find when shooting video, especially in these lower light situations, due to the tiny sensor and the narrow f2.2 aperture. But let me know what you think of the video coming from these ultra wides. On the screen, the Poco actually looks considerably better, but post-processing, this might be a little bit different on the G75. Okay, so just jumping back onto the selfie video, just to wrap up this camera comparison. Do let me know down in the comments what you think of both of these phones. Personally, for me, I think in most of the situations, I definitely preferred the G75. I think it produced more pleasing photos in terms of detail, etc. The Poco X7, whilst it was good in some scenarios, I just don't think it was as good as the Motorola. In some of those lower light situations, a couple of the photos and a bit of the video, I think the Poco X7 looked okay, and in certain areas it did look a little bit better than the G75. But like I said, overall, I think the G75 is just the better camera system personally for me. Let me know down in the comments what you think of both of these phones. Which one would you pick if you were to go based on camera comparison? And what you think of this video. Let me know down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in seeing more videos like this. I've got a few more on my channel, so check those ones out as well, and I've got loads more coming up. So thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.